Deep Forest, 20 laps. And then it's Route 11, 20 friggin' laps. Which means hell. God damn it, what is going on with the... Why does my television do this? It drops signal for no reason, and then Elgato picks up artifacting. Just seems that my adapter's a lot of rubbish. Seems somewhat fixed. Yeah, as if Glock was paid off. But what's done is done now, so... Oh, please behave. Would like things to go very smoothly, thank you. No! Come on, go! Stop artifacting, I mean it. It's like the connection between the HDMI cables is contaminated. Yes, they did. They got the biggest fine in FIA history and motorsports history. Oh, punted in the rear. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Alright, take it easy, dude. Thank you very much for joining. Also, for some reason, I'm hearing a ding somewhere. Artifacting! It was Ron Dennis. Well then. Yeah, it does seem that way, but again, what's done is done now. They hated each other, well then. Well, Timo had his reasons. Nope, apparently not. Oh my god. I wish my television would stop dropping signal. Around 97. I don't know. I was 3 years old and I had no idea what was going on in my life at all, Alex. Right, at least I can now corner. Yeah, but now Timo Glock's out of F1. He doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. So, my take on it is, leave it. On 13.6. Whoa, what is going on with my bloody... What is with this? I'm getting artifacting all over the show, which should not happen. Yes, it is, Daniel. Very, very illegal. XKR's pitting it already, and so is the Evo. A potentially very illegal thing. Let's not overblow this and actually create a giant investigation, because then McLaren might actually be expelled. And McLaren's doing quite well now, so let's just brush this under the carpet. They already had one big fine, another one, and that's it for them. Whoa, bit too early steering. Who knows? Who knows who's watching, Daniel? F1 expelled teams before. I think they have in the past. I know they expelled sponsors. But I'm not sure about teams. I think they have in the past. I know that one, but I'm sure they've banned teams. I'm sure they've completely expelled teams. Not for an entire season. Getting past the Jag. God. Car doesn't like to steer. It really doesn't like to steer now. So many awful camber corners. Coming up to, is that the NSX? I believe so. Goodbye, NSX. Give me a bit of a nudge. This car really doesn't like curbs anymore. Also, new fastest lap. Don't drift, car. They threatened McLaren with expiration in 09. That I'm not surprised by. I'm not surprised by that. They lied to the stewards. Yep. Good God, what is this artifacting? There's way more than usual going on. XKR Coupe is pitting in. There we go, that's better. Accidentally pass. Try and catch the safety car. Well, to be honest, safety car rules means you cannot overtake. It doesn't matter if you're trying to catch up, you cannot overtake. What I don't get, really, why people think it's acceptable to, in order to, quote, catch up to the safety car, but you must really try to let Hamilton back past, but didn't. What does this? What? So Hamilton stayed behind, and then they complained. Yeah, that was stupid. That was very stupid of them. Very, very stupid. Hamilton should have been... No, McLaren should have been banned for 2 races. Yeah, but here's the thing. What they didn't realise is that the FIA was... The FIA can actually sort of intercept radio signals. They could hear radio signals from them. So really there was nothing they could get away with. And I'm not surprised by that either. They're also given less funding by the FIA as well, as a result. As a result of that stupid thing to say. Don't overtake, I'm sure we'll try and get him penalised. I think Hamilton was actually quite annoyed with McLaren as a result of that as well. Whoa, big oversteer. Right, I need to pit next lap. Please steer. The artifacting must go. We'll switch to this view, see if I can make any better laps with this. Bit dark, but still, I can see. Oh, oversteer. He almost did, and then Button won it. With his loophole car. He was catching Vettel very quickly. Yep, he was, and then the exploit car came in and ruined his fun. Second a lap. Toyota had a really damn good car. I don't know why they pulled out in 09. Couple more laps and he could have won. And Jarno truly was on top of his game as well. And so were Toyota. They had a really good car and then they just stopped. Big oversteer. Glock into his leg in practice. How do you do that? Did he crash? What am I catching up to? I was going to say, how the hell do you injure your leg in practice? And then, of course, cars crash, you know. Artifacting! Excuse me, NSX. Ow. Here's a fact about the 1997 season. A race was way too wet to race and then Eddie Jordan won. Oversteer. Yawns are setting in. Never good. Yep, he was France's #2 driver behind Alain Prost. The Professor. That was a corner cut. After 6 races, he was 3rd. Well then. Oh, easy. We broke both his legs in Canada. Ow! The last I ever saw of him was him in a BMW 1 Series ice racing. He was out for 11 races. God damn. That must have sucked. I reckon he could have won. He could have won the championship. Yep. And then he broke both his legs, which means ow. It's 852 horsepower. You want me to turn the traction control off, Emil? Are you mad? The last time I did that, the car would constantly spin, and I wouldn't even be able, and I wasn't able to, you know, get grip. Also, fastest lap would have been a better champion than Villeneuve. What, this thing? The Speed 12 on Polyphony Digital Cup? Bixby! I did not activate you! I said nothing! I'm not saying anything. I refuse to say anything now because the phone will pick it up. Must turn it off. Oh, thank God it's turned itself off. Good. I need to turn off Bixby. I really, really have to. I can do 300 miles an hour. Yeah, but this isn't GT4, is it? But the cars actually had handling. This is a car with super hards. With 800 horsepower. What do you think's going to happen? I used the Speed 12 for the Poly Cup in GT3. Yeah, but unlike you, I do things my way, so ha 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 ha. Also, I used the thumbsticks to drive in GT3. You didn't. So you had a pulsating thumb after every race. Anyway, that's that one done. How to prepare for my worst night ever. Was in the Prost. Yep. Oh yeah. You're so legitimate, Emil. In every way. This is a man may I remind you, this is a man who drives an automatic! There you go, that's my thumbnail. And now for my worst enemy. I, honest to God, just want this done. I just drove a manual for 2 minutes. Wow! 2 minutes! And what was that about manuals? They suck? It gets explained tomorrow, Daniel. Whoa! Being absolutely mullered by everything. And I get asked the question, why the hell do you hate this track so very much? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this track is a mess in GT3. They ruined Route 11. It was a Fiat 500. Kind of needs a manual. Well, if you think about it, it's underpowered beyond belief and is about as light as a plastic bottle, so... Why, were you getting the Honda service or something? Ah, screw it, I'll just go around the outside. I'll drive in an ice skate. How long will this race take? I reckon 45 minutes. Because this track is awful. It's full of invisible walls that shouldn't exist. It's your mother's new car. Ah, I see. So, what does she have before? If it was a big car and she just wanted a small car for the sake of having a small car, then she made a big mistake. Although Fiat 500s, from what I've heard, hold on to their value really well. So, she essentially bought another Alfa Mito. Great choice of car, madam. You bought the same car with a different badge on it. You like the Mito, but she wanted something smaller, so it was the 500. Is it brand new, or is it... I'm just going to do this, because screw this track. Is it a brand new one or is it used somewhere from some dodgy dealer in the backyard, around the back streets of fucking... Oh, so it is a used car. A Toyota CHR is a dream car. Well, she'll be bitterly disappointed by it then. Ow. Oh, the artifacting. I need to throw this adapter away once I get a second monitor. %, around 5 years ago. Nice. I did that a couple of years. I completed it a couple of years ago, so I thought I might do it again. So she went from nice Japanese runabouts, super reliable, bulletproof cars to cars that have electrical problems. Great. Oh, this car is so not suited for this track. It's as wide as a church. Handles like one too. And weighs about as much as a church. Aside from degradable? What do you mean? Did some 35,000 miles. That's not very much for a car. I'll be honest, that really isn't very much. Exhaust, brakes, etc. So the exhaust rusted and the brakes were knackered. Oh, it was bought on 40,000. Oh, I see. So it's done 75,000 miles of its life. Sorry if I'm not saying very much. I must concentrate. This car is a Looney Tune on wheels. And this track is ill-suited for anything. Oh, the only thing I remember being replaced. I was just convinced the exhaust was on its way out. Yeah, sounds like typical Italian build quality. We're 5 laps in and it's taken 8 minutes of my life. It rose off a Vauxhall insignia while the Alpha had no... That is ironic! That is so ironic. Alpha's built badly because of electrical problems. Takes out Vauxhall insignia and leaves without a scratch. Good lord. I guess Fiat actually did build a tank for the road. The Mito is built like a tank. Well, if that's any consolation for things to come, Fiat might be building better cars now. And if I ever get my driver's license, I think I might go for an Alfa Mito as my first car. Also, from what I've heard, insurance on those is like idiotically cheap because no one can crash them. I remember the Professor and his cars. Right now, I'm kind of befuddled because I might be getting a new bike next year. The unreliability stick was really just a holdover from the 80s. And the build quality stick as well. I mean, I think Jeremy Clarkson had an Alpha GTV6. The engine was phenomenal, but everything else just wasn't. Well, the look of it was nice. He complained about the clutch pedal, the clutch plates welding together if you didn't press them at night. The sunroof leaking, the prop shaft falling off. Ow. Apparently in 2003 things they've picked up drastically. Those things will never break. They really did build like an everyman super reliable car in 2003 with the revival of the Panda. We painted the Ligiers. Oh God almighty. Yeah, I'm thinking of getting a new bike next year. And I might be putting down, I don't know, maybe about £1,500 deposit for it. And it will be a big adventure bike. I've been rebadges since, like, the Chroma. Wasn't the Chroma just a Lada underneath, though? It was like a Lada Samara estate underneath, wasn't it? Or Lada Grada estate. I can't specifically remember. Ligier already made their 1997 car before Prost bought the team. Well, Prost wanted his own team in 97. After retiring, he wanted his own team. And because he knew how to set up a car well, this would give younger talent massive opportunity to work with a living legend. Stole the Honda engine contract from Minardi. Well then. Roma was a Vectra relation from that GM forgot they owned 20% of Fiat. They completely forgot they owned 20% of Fiat. Good God. I mean, to be honest, GM, I think it was like in 2008 to 10, was in a bit of a mess. Saab was draining all of their damn funds, and they completely forgot they owned a bit of Fiat. Only 2 drivers came from Prost. Trulli and Heidfeld. Heidfeld was sort of like the underdog that never really got anywhere. And Trulli was at his peak in 09. And they only remembered in like 2005. So they decided to employ Fiat technology to some of their cars. I mean, I know Fiat now own Chrysler. They pulled straight out when FCA became a thing. I'm not surprised. I mean, he had the most podiums without a win. Damn. When FCA became a thing. Well, GM's biggest competitor in America is Chrysler, so that's no surprise they pulled out. He had 13 podiums. Well then. Come on, go! The NSX and the Supra are fighting for position. The 500 is technically a Mopar. Isn't some of the underpinning of the new Dodge Dart just a Fiat Punto underneath? These tyres need to be changed fairly soon. Oh, way too late on the brakes. Whoa. Big oversteer. Oh, God. Front tyres losing grip, and I can tell because the brakes just aren't as effective. Stop! My God. The Dart was a Fiat Bravo underneath. Yeah, which underneath that was just a Fiat Punto. Nearly every single, like, Fiat and Alfa and Dodge is just a Fiat Punto platform, which is... Okay, there's a way to save money, but can you not, like, let Chrysler be Chrysler and actually let them build something on their own? Or are they that cash-strapped? There's a new Neon. And why would you base it under the Tipo? That's a car you don't want to be associated with when it comes to, you know, taking the underpinnings. Let alone with the Neon name. What Chrysler has done since the 80s, 3 platforms sort of followed to their cars. It's called saving money where it really shouldn't count. Chrysler K chassis. God, the K chassis. Hey guys, would you like to drive a car That feels like the chassis is melting. I've got to change these tyres this slap. Spent most of his year at Sauber, but the original team owner rebought him, so he immediately fired him. For the reasons of... yeah, big oversteer. Dodge on the Plymouth Horizon. Stolen from a Talbot. What was it? A Talbot Sunbeam they took it from. Pitting, pitting, pitting. Like, thanks for being at this team, but fuck you, I want Pedro de la Rosa. Well then. There's a way to kick someone out your team. Alright, take it easy, Daniel. Thanks for stopping by. God, fresh tyres on a car with the turning circle of a damn solar system. Oh, too many yawns are setting in. See you around, officer. Take it easy, Emil. Thanks for stopping by. God, fresh tyres. Very cold tyres are never good for this car. On a track where you can barely see anything as well, doesn't necessarily help anything. Through the chicane. That was better than with warm tyres. How? How does that work? Cross the line. Oh, come on, I need to be on the inside. Otherwise I'll crash and burn. This car will set itself on fire for reasons unknown. Come on, tyres. I'm begging you to warm up. Oh, that's way too late. I've stuck the mediums on this car. I really should have actually. Especially on this track. Come on, turn, 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 turn. Thank you. Prank. What is this? Listen, Daniel, it's your favorite song. 161616. God damn. Pog. Oh god, 8 more laps of this and then I'm done. Also, I think that's my fastest sector 2. Hey, you faked being gone. Listen to the song. It says, "Don't you try and fake it." Please, car, please. Seven laps to go of this hell. Also, fastest lap by a second. Come on, turn, 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 turn. Nash. Kevin Nash, Big Sexy. Come on, let's go. Yeah, it's a TBR that doesn't like the corner. Who right now is very desperate to get this done. Come on now, behave, please, machine. Wait a minute, wrong song. You will not have the drink. Oh, just 6 laps to go. Or I actually, like, go mental. Is the drinking working? I don't have a drink. I do not have drink. It's not working. I don't even have one. Yes, actually, I do remember that. But remember when F1 gave, what was it, Nico Rosberg the nickname Britney? They named him Britney Rosberg. Wrong Red Bull driver. Away. Oh god, this lap is a lot faster. Why? How am I getting faster around here? That shouldn't happen. Yeah, they gave him that nickname because at one point someone photoshopped. It was either him or a fan photoshopped a photo of Britney Spears on his license. I know. But now, unfortunately, he lays crippled in a wheelchair. Schumacher did that. Well, then. One minute, 0.7. Wow, this live stream, I haven't lost a single frame, which is astonishing. Quite. Oh, wow. Apparently the car's losing rear end grip. .55, 156. 4 laps to go. Now this wretched race circuit. Hands getting a bit of a cramp. Please, NSX, please be kind and let me pass without incident. Or do that, why not? Minute 0.465. Would this be the indication of an even faster lap coming? It was good through the right angles. Good through the chicane. That was alright through the sweep up, but now I need to get maximum speed. What's this lap going to be? It's the fastest lap again. Oh, that was nearly perfect. Yeah, but he turned it down, didn't he? He turned it down because he was retiring. Well, he was re-retiring. Yes, he'd be champion again. Oh, that was too wide. Oh, it would have been a 2-year contract, and it would have been money. I reckon the contract would cost around 6 million. Yep, and then 2013 happened. Damn it, I hit the right angle. But Rosberg was starting to beat him. Rosberg was really going in the earlier years of his Mercedes. And then in 2016, he won. He won because Hamilton had bad luck. And then he retired. And he took his nickname with him. Being very tired. All right, take it easy, Daniel. Get some sleep, man. You don't want to watch me torture myself with this track for any longer, surely. Come on, please stop understeering. Ow. Ow. Oh no, Alex. Max Verstappen gave a Honda engine its first win since 2006. Around the Red Bull Ring, at least. Anyway, finally the final lap happens. Finally, mercifully. Best of all, I reckon Honda may return as a constructor. Due to that confidence. The new engine's really working out for them. Right. Halfway through the track now. Just another half to go, and then I never have to do this track for, I don't know, another championship. But mercifully, at least it'll be in F1 cars, because F1 cars are nice around here. Because you can have loads of speed. Meanwhile, around here, you barely get any aerodynamics from a car that's designed for aerodynamics. With a middle section that is so apocalyptically slow. Oh, thank God. Thank merciful God. I don't ever want to have to do this track again in a Speed 12.